and welcome to another segment of Coffee and Connections with the Chief. And to my left is Captain Mark Livy, my able-bodied executive officer. And so the month of June is upon us. And with the month of June, the children will be out riding on the sidewalks, and pedestrian traffic and vehicle traffic in the downtown area and the busy commercial area of Wolfeboro will be increasing. So if you're out and about and you're driving, I just need you to be mindful of all that. Additionally, if you're out on Lake Winnipesaukee, I need you to pay particular attention to the weather. Make sure you are knowledgeable of the weather forecast, and if you have access to a weather radio, make sure you take that. These storms can come up very quickly on the lake, and the last place you want to be is on the big lake in the middle of a very dangerous lightning storm. Having said that, we're in full swing with our operational and patrol grants. And so you'll be seeing an increased presence of Wolfeboro police officers out on the roads doing narcotics interdiction. They'll be doing DWI interdiction, speed enforcement, distracted driver operations, and so forth. So please be mindful of the laws, be mindful of the speed limits, and please make sure you take advantage of the detours going through the downtown area, Center Street. That road construction project will be going on for approximately the next year, so leave ample time for yourself, an extra 15 or 20 minutes to get to and from your destinations. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Captain Mark Livy. Captain?
Thanks, Chief. So, as you know, the school, last day of school is June 21st, and all the way until that date, the school has extended the hours of 15 minutes, which means the traffic is 15 minutes later, everything else is 15 minutes. You're talking afternoon activities, all that is 15 minutes later, as you will see the traffic going on with that. And how he's mentioned Route 28 with the Center Street project, just be aware of that. Give yourself enough time. I left on Friday, and the traffic was backed up all the way to Western Auto Body. It's going to happen. We're talking the first long weekend of the summer was back in the end of May, which everyone's coming up to get their places ready for the summer, the tourists. It's a good weekend for that. So be prepared. School's still in until June 21st. The 15 minutes extra of school, it makes the traffic a little different than normal, so be prepared. Also, we have the radar trailer that is out on the streets. What you want to do is you can give both of us an email, or you can contact Officer Fenton, who's going to be in charge of the radar trailer this summer. Give him a call, leave him an email, see what your area or your street needs it. He'll designate each spot for a week or two and then move it on to the next location. If you need it back, he'll get you back as soon as he can, but just be mindful that other areas do need it, so it's going to take your time to get back to where you are. So in dispatch, we have 2 part-timers that are almost on their own. So we have Jordan Pello and Jennifer Ouellette that are still finishing up their FTD, which is FTO, Field Training Officer Dispatcher. So that should be almost done, so you'll hear that new voice out on dispatch. Hopefully we can get them down here so you can meet them, see the face, see who you're talking to. So what do we got? June 30th. That is going to be our open house. That is up at the Public Safety Building. We're working with the fire department, so we'll have food there, free lunch, which is a beautiful thing.
Ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream. Demonstrations. We'll have our cruisers out there, the fire departments. The K-9 officer will be out there, so you'll see rigs in action. Get the kids down there, meet them. So that's a great thing. As he mentioned, the chief mentioned earlier, we got the grants that are still out there. So you'll see the officers out there in force with distracted driving, speed, DWIs, and then we'll have pedestrian crosswalk that's out there. So you'll see the officers walking around during the summer months. We also will be starting, right when school ends, is the bike patrol, the mountain bike patrol. So you'll see the three same officers. That will be Sergeant Archibald, Eric LaRochelle, and Officer Mary Swift. So they'll be switching out monthly, 2 weeks spans, but you'll see them down there, mountain bike, coming through the downtown area, through the Clark Plaza, Bridge Falls Path, where they can get to. It just makes it easier, gets through that traffic that you'll see in the summer traffic that's building up. So be aware that bikes are out there, and also our officers are out there on the mountain bike patrol. I think I covered pretty much everything that's going on in June, but other than July 4th, which is our fireworks and parade. So what is the big thing? The big thing there is parking. We can't emphasize enough that we only have 13 officers, and we sometimes get our part-timers down there. It all depends on what they're doing with their other jobs. So there's only 13 of us to get all the traffic and vehicles out of Wolfeboro and back on the roadway into the directions they were going in. So prepare. It's going to take at least an hour for you to get out, especially the fireworks. It's going to take an hour before you want to go somewhere. So take your time. Relax. Sit in your car for a little while. Watch a movie until you get out on that roadway, because it's going to be a while. I can guarantee you that. It's going to be at least an hour, maybe a little bit over. But give yourself some time. Park accordingly. If you're going to Alton, park South Main, near the PD, near the library. If you're going to Tuftonboro, park downtown, somewhere on North Main Street. If you're Ossipee, Brookfield, try to go down to Clark Plaza, that general area. So you're going towards your house, so you're not crisscrossing around and crossing the streets. I know there's great parking at Brewster. I know some people want to stay on their cars and watch the fireworks. You can do that. Just plan accordingly. It could take over an hour to get out of the Brewster Academy if you park down there, especially Green Street, Clark Road area. It's going to take a little while, but be prepared. We have the parade that usually starts at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock on the 4th, so the roads are going to be closed before that, so plan accordingly again. You won't be able to get through the downtown area. I would assume around 9:15 it will probably be all closed up for foot traffic, so be prepared. Other than that, I'll give it back to the chief.
Yeah, just let me emphasize a couple of things that the captain said. Of course, he brought up some really good points and a lot of activities, and gives you some idea of how busy we are. But let's talk about the 4th of July parade, and then I want to talk about the 4th of July fireworks real quick. So this happens every year, right? So look, I've been here 22 years. This happens every year, right? I will get somebody be coming down Forest Road. They'll be driving, and they'll be trying to get to a house or a business, and it'll be 9:30, and we're shutting down the roads. And they'll say, well, I'm just trying to get to Hunter's IGA, or I'm just trying to get to Rite Aid Pharmacy and so forth. And I said, well, okay, I understand, but the road is closed. Yeah, but I just need to go down. I just look. It's Wolfeboro on the 4th of July. There's 50,000 people in the middle of the town. Even if the road was open, you're not going to get there. Don't try, all right? Because it's packed. You can't get it's a sea of humanity. And folks, you really need to understand that. And invariably, you would say, oh, these must be tourists. No, they're not. They're locals. All right. So look, you've been here living long enough. All right. Many of you watching this program have lived here your entire lives. You're not getting downtown on the 4th of July until well after the parade is done. Okay, sometime around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So don't try. Okay. Run your errands the day before or very early in the morning, and make sure you're back home by 8 o'clock, because after that, it just starts to get filled up and you can't move. Okay, and the same thing is true during the 4th of July fireworks. We have upwards of 80,000 people in town. All right, it takes us a good 2 hours to clear the traffic from the downtown area. So again, plan accordingly. If you're trying to get downtown during the middle of the 4th of July fireworks, it ain't going to happen. So don't try. And it has nothing to do with me being a big bad blue meanie and shutting the roads down. It's a sea of humanity. There are thousands of people on North and South Main Street. You're not going to go anywhere. It's bumper to bumper traffic. It's like I-93 at rush hour. So don't try it, all right? Because it is just going to be a waste of time. You're going to get upset, and it'll be counterproductive. So don't do it. Plan accordingly. Captain is absolutely right. If you need a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread that badly, do it the day before. Go down and do your shopping the day before, but just plan accordingly. And the same thing is true if you're going to take in the venue and you want to watch the fireworks at a parade, park accordingly. So if you're going to return home to Alton or to New Durham, don't park downtown. Park at the high school and walk downtown. If you're going to be going back to Tuftonboro, don't park at Brewster Academy. Park somewhere on 109 North, facing the direction that you want to go. So all you need to do is get back to your automobile and jump in your car and you're heading north. And the same thing is true if you're heading back to Ossipee. Park somewhere off of Center Street, preferably not in Clark Plaza or the old Hunters, the old DeValda's parking lot, Harvest Market parking lot. Park somewhere else. Park at the Oddfellows Hall or park further away, perhaps down off of Mass Landing. Thank you, Mass Landing. Park there. That way you can head north. You can walk a straight shot right down Bridge Falls Path, get to Mass Landing, and then you're heading north back to Ossipee. So you just have to do things. You just have to plan this out. But if you try to get down a dockside and you're watching the fireworks, that's great. Just be mindful that you're not going to go anywhere for a good hour, maybe hour and a half. All right, and it's because it's bumper to bumper traffic. So this is really important, and I have to say that. Beyond that, I want you to have a safe and enjoyable summer. If we can be of assistance, let us know, and we'll be happy to take in or address all your concerns. Back over to the captain.
Yeah. So just going on with the July 4th, so we really get this out there. So your Crescent Lake Pine Street, you'll see a lot of cones down there. We don't want anyone parking on those roads. That's really our emergency roadway to get out, and ambulances in and out of through the parade and everything. They take Pine Street, they take Crescent Lake, and they'll get up to Huggins Hospital. Or if our officers need to get to South Wolfeboro, North Wolfeboro, it's an easy way to do it. So how he said that, prepare yourself, because 9:15, 9:30, your Pickering Corner area is going to be detoured to go to Center Street, or go back down South Main. Your Mill Street, Friend Street, Sewell Road, the downtown area, Railroad Ave, Union Street, Glendon Street, those are all going to be blocked off. So they're going to be, you'll have no way to get to the main road, so prepare yourself. And then on North Main Street near Wambach, we'll have a detour to go around the downtown. But if you do come through, you're going to meet up with an officer that's right there and send you back up North Main, because you're not going to get down North Main Street, as he's mentioned before, to get something, or if you didn't realize the parade was going on. You'll see the lights, you'll see the cruiser, and they'll send you back down Wambach Road to get around to 109A, to get around through the downtown area. So just prepare yourself for that.
Well, I want to thank you again for tuning into another segment of Coffee and Connections with the Chief. If you want to be on our show, you want to talk about anything, any topics of importance, please. All you need to do is get with Tim or get with Peter at Wolfeboro Community TV, or let myself or the captain know, and please be our guest on Coffee and Connections. And, of course, as always, the coffee's on me. Thank you very much for watching, and this is Chief Rondeau wishing you a very happy and safe summer. Thank you. This is Chief Dean Rondeau with the Wolfeboro Police Department with your safety tip of the day. So the month of June, July, and August, this safety tip goes for all 3 months. Hey, look, we're moving into the busy summer months, and it's really warm outside. It's going to get hot come July and August. And for those of you who will be taking in area venues and day trips and road trips, and especially for those of you who enjoy sailing and boating on Lake Winnipesaukee, you need to keep an eye on the weather. We have dangerous and often violent thunderstorms that move in the summertime, and you don't want to get caught in these storms if you're out on the lake. So please keep an eye on the weather. Please make sure you know what the weather forecast is, and if there's a likelihood of thunder and lightning, 50% or greater chance of thunder and lightning storms, make other plans. Go spend the day doing something else. And again, if you're out taking in area venues and you're on our highways and byways, again, just please be mindful that you're keeping an eye on the weather. And if it's going to be very, very hot, don't take the dogs with you. I'm a dog owner myself. I have 3 dogs. They love to go for a ride. I know that, but if it's hot, it's going to be miserable inside that automobile, even if the windows are rolled down and you have water for them. So please, be mindful of your pets. I know you want to take them with you, but if you're going to be shopping or for the day in Wolfeboro or something, please leave the dogs at home. And again, keep your eye on the weather. Stay informed. And again, thank you for tuning in to Coffee and Connections with the Chief. And I'm Chief Dean Rondeau with your safety tip of the day. Thank you.